am Yashi Jain. I am the next gen committee member, and here I'm here to introduce who's the moderator of our panel discussion today, Miss Renu Chaudhary, gems and jewelry consultant and social media influencer. Also, our phenomenal panelists for today, Sati Nair, Managing Director, Rappaport India; Poonam Jha, Director, Kamakhya Jewels Private Limited; Aparna Kulkarni, Director, Marketing India, Natural Diamond Council; Vidhi Jain, GGFGA, Creative Director, Swar Fine Jewellery. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, and welcome to each one of you all. So, ladies, are we all ready to talk about the role of women empowerment? So, let's begin with knowing your journey. Since each one of you all have been great, outstanding achievers in your own field. So, I would love to know, and I'm sure that our audience would also love to know, how did you get into this industry and your entire career path.
Hi everyone, I'm Vidhi Jain. For me, as a woman, to begin with, the journey was not difficult because I'm a woman. I don't think that exists anymore, at least for our generation. There were struggles to understand the industry. I am a jewelry graduate where we were taught how to manufacture jewelry, how to cut metal, how to design everything that's jewelry. There were no biases because of a gender. Today, I am a designer, a gemologist, a fellow of the Gemological Association, and gender has never been a problem for me. So I'm very happy. I'm not devoid of the issues that exist in the country. But yes, for people like us in this city, in proper cities, I don't think there's still any issues anymore.
Hi. Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you for all of you coming in. And I'm Sati Nair. I'm Managing Director of Rappaport India. Yes, for me, my journey, it started 22 years before. And it was quite challenging for me, in fact. One important thing is I come from a very background from a very old village in Kerala, small village in Kerala. I came 22 years before in Mumbai without any diamond background. In fact, when I came to Mumbai, I had only, the only language I could able to speak is Malayalam. That's a vernacular language. And when I landed here, the first job I got into, through one of the reference, I came to know that Rapport is building an office here. And I went there. The person who interviewed me, it's quite surprising for me. He interviewed because I took my brother-in-law. I want to thank him. And I asked him, actually, I cannot speak English. Neither I cannot speak Hindi. The director was a Gujarati, but I couldn't communicate it, so I requested the person who came from Israel to interview me if I could keep my brother-in-law with me, who was already working in the industry, so that he asked question, I could communicate with, I could understand it, I could answer to my brother-in-law and he could answer to my boss, the person who interviewed me. So that's how I got it. And it was not an easy journey for me because, you can imagine you land into China and then you don't know how to speak Chinese language. It was quite difficult, the heart was beating on all the time, when the phone rings because you don't know how to answer and what questions you are. I could, look at the people on the lips, what they're talking and how to answer it. And it was quite a struggle. But I would say, there was a lot of support from my company and I had no idea about what diamond is. I am seeing my one diamond in the office when we started this consolidation of GI in 2002, way back in 22 years before. I had no idea about what diamond is. And my only experience before coming to Rapport was when I was handling accounts. And ever since I came here, and I am very thankful to the chairman of the company, Mr. Martin Rapport, because he was mentoring completely in and out, holding my hand for teaching me everything. And that was, I'm grateful to today. Today, if I'm sitting here and talking to all of you about my experience, he was the one person who was behind me to teaching me, understanding my capabilities and putting me in the front. And which is not an easy path. Because when I started also, when I used to go out, eventually, I started, I learned, I didn't went for any classes or to learn English or Hindi. Or I still don't speak Gujarati. I understand a little bit. I still don't speak Gujarati because I didn't felt it was necessary to stay in the industry. Hindi, which were needed to communicate. I always believe that language is something which you need to communicate it. अब हिंदी में भी बात कर सकते हैं, जिसको नहीं आते इंग्लिश नहीं आते हिंदी में भी बात कर सकते हैं. So when I started 22 years before, when I used to go out in a couple of years after that, I learned each and everything inside my office. I got a lot of training, a lot of education. They put me into an MBA classes. In fact, even Martin sent me for diamond grading to understand the diamonds, how it looks, how to grade diamonds. Not necessary that I need to do that, but to understand how the grading happens, how, when somebody talks about the language and I need to understand that. And when I used to go out many years back, I hardly used to see any woman in the industry. I used to get very embarrassed actually entering into an office because you couldn't see any woman. You go through that lanes in Pancharatna and Prasad. It's a male dominating, and I would say it was a male dominating industry, but you could hardly see any woman in those lanes. And which was very difficult for me. Initially I was very reluctant to go. But then my boss was pushing me all the time, you have to learn, you have to go. And I used to get irritated actually in the beginning, why he's pushing. But now I'm very thankful that, that pushed me way ahead because I could learn a lot of things. But now, after all these years, if I see, now the situation is changed completely. It's not a male-dominating industry anymore. The men, there's an equal opportunity for everybody, and I must say, all the men in the room and a lot of people actually who supported me through my journey, and most of them are, I must say, the men's, not just the women. So I'm very thankful for that, and now I see, I see a lot of men are actually supporting, pulling the women's up. So it's not, when we say women empowerment, it's not just that woman has to be on the top. There has to be equal opportunity for everybody. And I see a lot of women, a lot of men are understanding that and giving that opportunity for all of us women. And it's very important for that. And I'm very thankful to that from my company and, for opportunities I have got it throughout my journey. I'm very thankful for that, my company.
Thank you. Good morning, all of you. My name is Poonam Jha, and I wear many hats in life. I mean, I'm just not an entrepreneur. Other than that, I'm an engineer. So my journey is like a roller coaster ride. From being an engineer, I work with NGOs. I'm a mother of 2 kids. I'm a mother of 2 special kids. Just take that into notification. It is not an easy job to take care of the kids, to take care of the family, and taking care of your passion, your career. So I'm into many things. I'm a social media influencer. I've taken up singing as my career. Of recently, I'm a healer, and I work with many NGOs. So yeah, I wear many hats in life, and I can say that proudly that I believe in dynamism. I'm a very dynamic person. And I believe in a lot of positivity, hope, and optimism because it has taught me to look at a glass half full rather than half empty. So yes, the journey is not been easy to get into this field of diamond industry. It is a joint venture of me and my husband, and he is the best mentor. He has supported me in everything. I was not doing anything about diamond industry. For diamond ka DB, I was not understanding this, what exactly it is. But then my husband has supported me, and this inclusion into this industry I, being a woman, I have been included in this industry by a male who is my husband and other than my husband. So I believe all the males, all the husbands, fathers, they should encourage the women of their family, be it their daughters, their wives, they should encourage the women of their family, because charity begins from home, I feel. So you all should, I believe in real women empowerment comes from the family. So yes, do encourage everybody, and thank you so much, GJC, for having me here. It is so wonderful.
So I am not honestly an industry insider. I have joined the gem and jewelry industry only about 5.5 years ago. I came from a background of media marketing before that. And when I newly joined, I found it a little ironic that for an industry that honestly caters to a woman consumer, the representation of women in the industry is not as much. But I'm very thankful and grateful that I work for an organization like NDC, where in India we have 100% women team, and even globally we are a majority of us are women. And I think that helps a lot, because as a woman you understand the challenges and issues that another woman faces, and it helps you make life easier for them, especially when your leader is a woman. It helps, that culture percolates down, because she understands what you face as maybe a new mother, a new wife, or anything else, any other issues that women we face at home. And when you have an environment of support, empowerment, and a place that offers you a certain degree of flexibility, I think it really helps you grow as a professional. And I think that is probably very, very something that I'm very grateful for, where I have what I have currently.
So now, since each one of you all are leaders, in your own position, let's talk about what role you think can be taken in our industry to encourage more women, to take a position of leadership and entrepreneurship.
I think inclusion is very important in any industry. We need to incorporate, women workforce in the industry. The industry has to have that welcoming environment. The female employees, they should feel safe. Safety is the biggest concern. People are not, willing to send their women in the society, because it is a male-dominated society. Very sorry to say that, but it is. And the jewelry industries, again, I feel is male-dominated. Yet, even though women are now coming out of their comfort zone, and they are entering into this industry, it is a new industry. But then I feel the organization, the industry has to support women to come out of their comfort zone. And this is possible only if we, encourage women to be safe in the industry by listening to them, hearing their problems, incorporating them in each and every destination or designation, in fact. And there has to be equality. By equality, I don't say equality in gender, equality in designation, equality in payroll, equality in salary. You need to be recognized. We all need recognition. So this recognition is very important. And we women are the maximum consumer of jewelry. The jewelry is all meant to be for women. So I feel women, okay, so women, as a women, we understand jewelry more than males. So I feel that, we should be incorporated in this industry, and, this is how we can have a... Thank you so much.
In my opinion, most women tend to leave the workforce, especially after motherhood. So something as simple as giving them an environment where they are able to juggle both work as well as balancing their responsibilities, by maybe just creating a daycare center or a creche in your place of environment and in your place of employment, and giving them a certain degree of flexibility or flexible hours, at least in the initial few months. I think that alone will help prevent a lot of women from leaving the workforce and help them to grow, because you don't see enough women at leadership positions because a lot of them actually drop out at middle management levels. And if you give them an environment that helps them, that empowers them and continues to support, and you continue to support them to grow, only then will you get more women at higher leadership levels. And I think something as simple as that, even included in your, as any organization or as any company, something as small as that can also go a long way in helping women get to a more powerful position.
Yeah. So it's it's absolutely correct, both of you. I agree with both of you. But inclusion is very important, and we have to accept that fact, and that's a fact. Actually, that's the truth. But at the same time, having said that, we have to give a work-life balance, and most of the women and all of us are sitting here. We are all handling both the situations. Handling the family life, on the work life, everything, and it's not easy. And understanding the fellow male colleagues, it's very important. The company wherever we are working, it's very important. And I think there are a lot of changes is already happening. The situation where I am standing, I can say that they have already taken into consideration of all the situation. People are becoming mothers. They're giving work from home facility, flexible working hours. Most of the situation, ever since I could say that even the COVID happened, there are a lot of changes in fact happened. And more than that, it's very important that, a lot of women sit in the backstage. We don't bring them, or, they're a little shy to come in front also. We should push them in front. For example, if my case, I can say my case, I was very shy to come in the front. And it's me, my mentor actually, who's pushing me all the time, go to the front. And also, you need a stage to where you can talk about your success stories, where you come from. And other than that, there are certain times what happens, your education or your skill is not enough to push you in the leadership role. So you have to keep educating, or you have to upgrade yourself. Your skill has to be upgraded time to time. Without that, nobody can push you ahead. And you have to have the passions towards coming into the front. For example, for me, my mentor has sent me to a leadership course to Harvard University to brush up my skill. And it's very important. It's not an easy thing. It's very important to get into those university and get that leadership education and everything. And it's very important. It's very necessary that to understand that if you don't upgrade your skill, or if you don't time to time, if you don't upgrade your skill, it's very difficult to come in the front. And we can't just speak about that woman has to be on the leadership role. You will always be at the back if you don't push yourself.
So for me, yes. Hello? For me, yes. It is a fact, as the three of them said. But there's another factor that we need to look around is the cities, again, just dividing into the geographical area. The rural areas, families everywhere want their daughters to come ahead. They want them to do something, but where we lack is the opportunities to learn, to develop skills, and to let them know कि हाँ ये possibilities हैं जहाँ आप कुछ कर सकते हो. We need to reach those places, let them know this is a possibility for them to come आगे. We are looking because we know what we want. What about the people who have the capability but they're still unaware what to do? So that is one thing that we can do is reach out to places, reach out to women to show them the opportunity, let them grab it and then come ahead. So yeah, just adding on.
So I think awareness is very important. Plus I feel we women have to take stand for ourselves. Nobody will take it for us. You have to, nobody in this world can take you at a higher position or you take you out to fulfill your dreams. You have to do it all by yourself. You can't do it, nobody else can do it for you. So that is important. Awareness, of course, we can always reach out to people. We can have campaigns, we can do social media. Through social media we can go reach out to these people. But then again, I feel that we should have the confidence within ourselves to come out. मुझे कुछ करना है. That has to come from within. Nobody else can help you out in that. Thank you so much.
I'd like to add to Vidhi's point about opportunities. So I'd like to give an example. We create a lot of content, right? And there are a few diamond manufacturing companies who have women-only factories. And one such story that we were covering, one of the women we spoke to actually said that she'd been working here for, say, about 20 years, and the ability to continue working in this organization and the upskilling that she got, as you mentioned, has enabled her to buy a house, land, and a car for herself. And this was somebody who was at a worker level, not even at a senior supervisor type of level person. And it just goes to show that if given the opportunity and if given the chance to learn and upskill yourself, there is just so much that women in the industry can also achieve.
That's wonderful. So, taking forward, I would like to know that you think our industry should collaborate with educational institutions or with government agencies, in terms of encouraging more women, coming to the industry.
Yes, we have to, because we need to have a lot of trainings, I feel.
Okay.
In this industry, nothing is possible if you are not trained.
Right.
If you are not, because this is not something which you learn in school and colleges.
Right.
So these vocational trainings, development skills trainings, these trainings are very important. You need to reach out to people, you need to set certain campaigns, you need to reach out to people of rural areas. See, in cities and all, still people are aware about all these things.
Right.
But in rural areas, we need to reach out to people, especially the women, and we need to not only convince the women but also the family members.
Yes, that's important.
Because women of rural areas, they can't come out of their family until unless they get support from there,
Yes.
and they are not rebellious. Like in cities and all, we can take stand for ourselves, but in rural areas, situation is little different. So we have to convince the overall, the society. I'm not saying specifically for male or female. We need to reach out to the society as a whole.
Right.
And we can always ask for introducing one subject on about this gems and jewelry thing. We can incorporate it as one subject in, maybe not in school, but as a career option in college or institution. This could be one of
I
the
think
things
that's a great idea.
Yeah, and other than that, yes, various programs, various vocational skills, vocational trainings can be provided to them, that people will come out. So we need to reach out to people. So that is very important.
So basically, you mean that the industry also needs to reach out to educational institutions and
Yes,
government
yes. You
figures
need to
and
reach out
talk
to
about gems and
government.
jewelry,
Yes.
because the government needs to include these, small seminars or
We have
workshops.
to incorporate it on a national level. Or
Yeah, that's a great thought.
yeah. Thank
How
you.
about you?
Yeah, no, I just want to add one thing over there, including all this curriculum in the institutions, collaboration, everything is good. But ultimately, where they're going to apply this, that's very important.
That's also important.
Industry has to be open to take these people, to give an internship or apprenticeship. They have to, practically they have to experience that. Without have a practical knowledge and having a certificate or attending a webinar or seminar or theoretically you learn, it's not going to take you anywhere.
Yes.
You have to practically apply. I know how to cook a sambar, or maybe I know how to cook a dal, but somebody can teach me, okay, put some mirchi and whatever you have to put it inside. But until and unless I does it, I don't know how to do that. So जब तक मुझे वो exposure नहीं मिलेगा, मुझे वो करने के लिए मैं कुछ नहीं, किधर नहीं पहुँचने वाली हूँ, मैं उधर ही बैठने वाली हूँ. So that's very important to give an exposure for us to take whatever we have learned. We have to get the training and a practical training. That's very important, and that's what industry has to give us. All of us to give us a chance, not for us. The people who is coming in. I'll give you a small example. A couple of weeks back, I was in Surat with a group of delegates. I went into a factory. I cannot name it right now, but I went into a factory, a big factory. For them to see that, how the manufacturing and everything is happening. I went into one other factory and I could hardly see any women in that workforce. And the other factory, the second factory where I went, and it was quite fascinating for me what they're doing. They're going to, like Vidhi said, they're going to a village in a rural area, and they're offering training for the people who are not coming into the industry. They're giving a training to the people, bringing those people from that village to their factory, training them and making them on all ways, making them educated, hands-on experience in their factory. हाउ टू पॉलिश कैसे करने का है, डायमंड कैसे पकड़ने का है, कैसे चेक करने का है, क्या करने, सब कुछ, everything. And I saw the training what they are doing it. And once they finish the training, they are open. Either they can work for the same factory or they can go into the industry. So what I mean to say that they're giving that exposure. Okay, once you trained it, come work for me, or you go to any other institution for work. So giving an education is important. And if you don't get an opportunity to work, to apply what you have learned, it's very difficult. You cannot go into that, get into that top role.
There's another thing that I would like to add. We as an industry also have to position ourselves. I was reading about certain institutes and there were places जहाँ पे लिखा था there's no basic qualification required to get into the industry. जब आप already you've put that benchmark कि हमें qualification की ज़रूरत नहीं है, so you're degrading yourself as an industry. We have to place ourselves as a full-fledged subject. As Poonamji rightly said, we should put it as a subject in the government institutes. There's a vast scope of things that we can.
Sorry to interrupt you. By subject, I didn't mean only theory.
Exactly.
Now computers is theory plus practical.
Yes.
So if you get practical knowledge along with theory, you enhance yourself, your knowledge. Then getting into training, into coming to the industry person will give you training. That is a different story. That is a later on stage. But then initially you need to have, theory is very important. Practical knowledge, of course, it adds on to your whatever you have learned. So both of it is very important. At an early age when you are in, I will not say school, in college and other institutions, there has to be like
a specialization.
A specialization. You can opt for this career.
Exactly.
So I feel this is needed.
Because jewelry for us as Indians has been a part of our culture. And we still do not talk about it, we still do not give it as a subject to study. For opportunities, there are many people you come from a media background, but you never you're not seeking for gem and jewelry industry. You just happen to come through media. We need people to seek this industry, this is something that I want to do. That is still not happening. That is something we need to talk about or work around.
I absolutely agree with what you were saying, and that's exactly what I was thinking, because the perception of the industry is not as it feels like it's a very closed industry. You need to be related to somebody to get in. That's the perception people have outside, and I think that needs to change, because it is such a big contributor to India's economy, but very few people are aware of it. And maybe if this is incorporated within the regular education at a college level, or if a GJC maybe pushes the government to establish institutions like an IIT and maybe publicize it to create that credibility and create that certain sense of authority that if you join this industry, there is so much scope for you and there is so much you can grow. And why? Because we are so big and this is how much you can learn. There's like the sky is the limit. If you kind of make that perception and you create that environment of where people start believing the story, is when people will start on their own wanting to join. Like, it'll become an industry that people aspire to be a part of, rather than something, as you said, you just walk into or you're born into. Right.
Yeah, lovely. Do we have any questions from the audience? Okay.
I would like to know that we do have certain institutions which are giving training to the all kind of designers, or
Yes.
like Jewellery Product Development Center by Gem and Jewellery Export Motion Center. But one thing is there, that those centers are at very few places.
Okay.
Maybe in Mumbai, maybe in Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai, or few other places. But they have good education. They are offering it to each and everyone, whosoever is interested. But if you go to the district levels, we don't have any. So the number of those institutions is very less. The reason why it is less is, there is another factor to it, is that at smaller places you don't get those kind of students. That is also an issue. But I'm sure, and they have excellent experience centers. They train you for everything, and most of the students in those institutions are not from the jewelry industry. So opportunities are there, but then only those people reach there who have some passion or who are seriously interested and who somehow came to know that those institutions are there. So I'm sure need is to go to and reach to the smaller places, maybe at least to the district levels.
So I believe that maybe a lot of awareness needs to be created, to a district level. So that's how more people will get to know about the gems and jewelry industry. Poonamji, you have some point of view?
I feel gems and jewelry is something people from rural India, they are not financially not very, they are not very rich or financially not very stable. So unke liye gems and jewelry is something like, it is not easy for
Necessity.
them. It is not a necessity for them. Like gold is okay, accepted worldwide, but jewelry, diamond jewelry is something they are not into it. So I feel this awareness is very important, that this is also equally very important to know about. And India is modernizing, so we need to educate people, we need to run campaigns, we need to reach out to people of these rural Indias, these district level people, and we need to teach them about this, the importance, and how jewelry is emerging, the diamond jewelry is emerging into the market. So we need to motivate them and encourage them to come ahead and get into this field. Thanks so much.
Renuji, I'll add over here for both the gentlemen and the ma'am. There is a skill council where I am a director over there, and GJEPC, GJC, and SHIPS, all three together are doing this work. We have what we call Josh. Josh name is been given where skill development is done. So around 2.5 to 3 crore expense we are making over there, and the students are being paid over there to learn.
Right.
So they are getting some money, so then they can have food or staying. So it is not like industry is not doing. Industry is doing, but we can't explore as there is a limited support from the government. Apna ek will invest how much? If I'll go to Manoj Bhai, suppose, or Shubhang Bhai. So Shubhang Bhai will help with some pennies, 5 lakh, 10 lakh.
Yes.
But the expense is 3 crore for one institute.
Right.
Now we are expecting it to make it all over India. But that support we require. We are doing that.
So reinforcement is very important.
Yeah.
Reinforcement, motivation and reinforcement.
Yeah. So, and the best part is what? Ke we are getting those students, those are not from our industry.
Right.
So that is the best part. And they are coming out of Mumbai also.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anybody has any questions?
देखो, सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट ये है कि हमारे इंडस्ट्री में मेल हो या फीमेल हो दोनों जगह वर्कफोर्स की बहुत कमी है, और इंडिया में ऑलरेडी जॉब्स की रिक्वायरमेंट बहुत है. तो जो कुछ पैनलिस्ट ने बोला कि अवेयरनेस एंड ऑल, जब हम बी टायर सी टायर सिटीज़ में जाएंगे और जब वहाँ अवेयर करेंगे कि भाई आप इस इंडस्ट्री में सीखना बहुत कॉस्टली नहीं है, इट्स नॉट दैट मच एक्सपेंसिव, और जो रिवॉर्ड है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो इन्वेस्टमेंट इज टू रिवॉर्ड जो है ना वो काफ़ी बड़ा एक्सपोनेंशियल फ़र्क है उसमें. तो ये जो आप लोगों ने कुछ नहीं बोला अवेयरनेस, उस अवेयरनेस की सबसे बड़ी ज़रूरत है कि पीपल शुड ज्वाइन, क्योंकि इंडस्ट्री को भी ज़रूरत है. इंडस्ट्री में वर्कफोर्स है ही नहीं, न्यू जनरेशन्स आ ही नहीं रहे. तो स्पेशली फीमेल्स जो हैं वो, जब मैं एक फैक्ट्री चलाता हूँ तो मैंने एक चीज़ देखा है कि फीमेल्स कैन वर्क इन बेटर देन मैन, स्पेशली इन वर्कमैनशिप. ठीक है, लेकिन इस चीज़ का अवेयरनेस नहीं है, प्लस ट्रेनिंग नहीं है, और बहुत लोग ट्रेनिंग देना चाहते भी हैं तो स्टूडेंट्स नहीं मिलते हैं, जैसा ये बता रहे. क्योंकि बी टायर सी टायर सिटीज़ में वो ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स कम है. बड़े शहर जैसे बॉम्बे में ट्रेनिंग सेंटर है, तो बॉम्बे आके सीखने का, रहने का बहुत बड़ा एक्सपेंस है. तो ये सब बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस हैं. लेकिन इस इंडस्ट्री में वुमेन्स को अभी भी, मैं ये बात बोलना चाहूँगा, थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है. जैसे एक फैक्ट्री है, तो अगर आपको वुमेन को रखना है तो सिक्योरिटी गार्ड एक एक्स्ट्रा वुमेन को रखना पड़ेगा. ये एक छोटा सा कॉस्ट के लिए बहुत लोग वुमेन को नहीं रखते, समझे. तो ऐसे बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो वुमेन को रिस्ट्रिक्ट करते हैं. तो ओनर्स को जो है वहाँ पे ये सोचना होगा कि वुमेन्स के आने से, जबकि वुमेन्स की सैलरी, कम सैलरी में ज़्यादा काम करने वाली वुमेन मिलती है. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू, वर्कफोर्स में स्पेशली, कि दे विल वर्क, और जो एक मैन 10 घंटे में काम करेगा, वुमेन 6-7 घंटे में उतना ही काम करके निकल जाएंगी. तो ये सब बेनिफिट्स भी बहुत सारे हैं। तो मेरी वाइफ जब मेरी कंपनी में इन सब चीज़ों को देखती है और वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट करती है, तो मेरी कंपनी को तो वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट से बहुत फ़ायदा मिलता है। और ये चीज़ें आपको बी टायर सी टायर सिटीज़ में पहुंचाना, अवेयरनेस करना, वुमेन के साथ साथ इंडस्ट्री का बहुत बड़ा फ़ायदा है। थैंक यू सो मच।
एक चीज और है जो what about the sales girl we have in this industry?
Yes.
You look to the small town, to the big towns, or multinational town, wherever you go.
Yes.
Most of the sales force is women.
Absolutely.
So आप ये मत कहो कि उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं है। उनको बिना कॉस्ट के, बिना ट्रेनिंग के, बिना एजुकेशन के भी वो जब एंटर होती हैं, हमारी दुकानों के ऊपर 10वीं पास की भी लड़कियां आती हैं और वो धीरे धीरे करके, देखो जहाँ तक हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री की तरफ जाएं वो एक अलग बात है, लेकिन सेल्स इंडस्ट्री के अंदर तो ज़बरदस्त वुमन है और वो ज़बरदस्त काम कर रही हैं।
Right.
मतलब ये एक अलग फैक्टर है जो हमारी इंडस्ट्री का, उनके बिना तो कोई भी शोरूम चलता ही नहीं है।
डॉक्टर साहब, वो भी बी टायर सिटीज तक, जब आप सी टायर मतलब डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल के सिटीज में जाएंगे तो वहाँ भी आज भी वुमेन सेल्स गर्ल ज़्यादा नहीं है। आप अब जो पुणे लेवल पे है, जमशेदपुर लेवल पे है, अप टू C+B- सिटीज़ तक की बात मैं मानता हूँ, लेकिन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द तहसील लेवल पे आप जाओ, वहाँ मेंस ही मिलेंगे। डिस्ट्रिक्ट जो स्मॉल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं वहाँ मेंस ही मिलेंगे। तो उन सब जगहों पे अभी भी लड़कियों को काम करना, दुकान में सेल्स गर्ल बनना अभी भी उतना कंफर्टेबल नहीं है। मेरे
I
बातों
think traveling is another problem for women. Many people are not comfortable in traveling. कहाँ रहेंगे, होटल में रहेंगे, अकेले रहेंगे, वहाँ जाना है, इस इंसान से बात करना है। मेल, people are, some women are not even comfortable talking to male people, male clients or customers. So there are many restrictions. I, being a woman, I have worked with many MNCs and so I understand what all problems people face. My father used to say, oh, you have to go to Dhanbad, you have to go to Jamshedpur. No, वो तो बहुत ऐसे backward city है, वहाँ पे आप नहीं जा सकते। वहाँ पे आप, I was working with Reliance Communications Limited, so I used to go on field, I used to visit field, I used to go on field tasks. So my father was, अरे नहीं, आप वहाँ पे एक दिन कहाँ रहोगे, होटल में रहना है, ये रहना है, no, it's not safe, कौन जा रहा है आपके साथ, you are all alone going, a single girl. So there are a lot of restrictions that a woman has to face. So I understand when I can correlate it to him when he's saying.
क्योंकि डॉक्टर साहब इंडिया जो है केवल अपन बॉम्बे, दिल्ली और नागपुर, ये सब नहीं, इंडिया मेजॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया आज भी जो है वो हमारे रूरल एरियाज में, उनको देखते हुए ही हमको सोचना चाहिए।
डिस्ट्रिक्ट हेडक्वार्टर्स में तो बहुत है, वहाँ तो सब शोरूम में लड़कियां काम।
बड़े डिस्ट्रिक्ट हेड, छोटे डिस्ट्रिक्ट हेड जहाँ हैं वहाँ अभी भी तकलीफें हैं। मैं जो कॉर्पोरेट स्ट्रक्चर में आ रहे हैं ज्वेलर्स में, उनकी बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ। जो सिंगल स्टोर हैं अभी भी ट्रेडिशनल हैं, वहाँ मेंस ही डोमिनेट करते हैं।
Okay. So awareness is basically required. We have to come out of our comfort zone. We need to, train people. We need to reach out to people and families in these district level, as we said. So that is the only thing. हाँ, willingness.
So we spread awareness.
As I already said, you have to take stand for yourself. Nobody will do it for you.
Yeah.
अगर आप अपने लिए stand नहीं ले सकते, तो फिर nobody can help you in this world.
I think it's a woman understand the importance of financial independence. They come from any other locality. जितना भी कोने पे जाने दो, अगर उनको समझ में आया पैसा मेरे जेब में रहेगा तो मैं कितना कॉन्फिडेंट रहेगा, उसका इम्पोर्टेंस क्या है, they will come from any rural areas. That's what we have to do it.
Have to be
Great financial independence, because
That's very important.
because I think that that's how we all have been raised, that that we have a male in our family, our father or grandfather, they've always been supporting us, kabhi bhi aisa nahi bola gaya hai ki jaake kaam karo, job karo. But now, because the whole trend is changing and now women understand about shopping for themselves or about being financially independent, that's the time when they force themselves, okay fine, I need to go out of my house, I also need to earn a living, make a living and make a house. So I think it's very important to train them the importance of being financially independent.
मेरा इसमें एक अलग भी रोल
हाँ
है,
जी।
देखता हूँ। I have 3 daughters. They are all highly educated.
हाँ जी।
They all have worked in the jewelry showroom.
Lovely.
They have attended most of the conferences during their time.
Right.
Whenever they doing business with me. Some of them did for 7 years, 10
हाँ
years,
जी।
6 years. But after their marriage, total scene changes.
Responsibilities.
Responsibilities वो जाते हैं भैया अपने तो काम नहीं चलेगा, ये आपको तो घर में रहना पड़ेगा।
So I guess
तो
the
सारी
families.
को एजुकेशन, सारी को नॉलेज, सारी को स्किल धरी रहे। तो हमारा वो जो सोच है ना,
Yeah.
वो टोटल सोच सारे इंडिया में, चाहे वो डिफरेंट
Yeah. In general, I think both.
सीखा है ना, उनको आगे करने का वो जो मौका है, उनके अपने घर वाले ही नहीं देते।
I think और खुद से भी आना चाहिए, like you know, जैसे आपने बताया खुद से, because अगर
नहीं करोगे तो कोई नहीं करेगा।
बिकॉज आई टोटली बिलीव दैट अगर आपके अंदर जो ऊर्जा होती है, इफ़ यू हैव दैट विलिंगनेस इनसाइड, देन यू विल फाइंड अ पाथ। आप खुद अपने लिए ही रास्ता खोद लेंगे कि मुझे कैसे पहुंचने का वहाँ पर। मगर आप खुद बोलेंगे कि नहीं मैं तो कुछ नहीं करना चाहती बिकॉज मेरे घर वाले बोल रहे हैं, देन यू विल नेवर बी एबल टू लाइक टेक अ स्टैंड फॉर योरसेल्फ। सो दिस हैज़ टू कम फ्रॉम योर हार्ट। अगर जो चीज़ दिल से आएगी वो जरूर आपको पुश करेगी कि नहीं आप जाके कुछ ना कुछ करिए।
जरूरत करवाती है, मेरे को तो ये लगता है।
ऑफ कोर्स
जरूरत के साथ I feel we women can balance our personal and professional life very gracefully. As I already said, I take time for myself. I am on social media. I take time for singing. I go to office sometimes. I'm learning Spanish now. I got into this hobby of learning different language I wanted to learn. So I'm now learning Spanish. वो खुद से आता है। ऐसा नहीं आप घर को छोड़ दो, किचन को छोड़ दो, बच्चों को छोड़ दो, बट हर चीज़ को आप बैलेंस करना भी तो सीखो। यू हैव टू बैलेंस एवरीथिंग ना। अब ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ घर है तो घर, बट देन वो चीज़ आपको खुद सॉर्ट आउट करना पड़ेगा। आपका टाइम मैनेजमेंट स्किल अच्छा होना चाहिए। देयर हैज़ टू बी अ डिसिप्लिन इन द लाइफ। दीज थिंग्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। इट मेक्स यू अ बेटर पर्सन।
I just wanted to understand that
everything.
no, when you say कि हमें खुद से एक point of view हमारा खुद का होना चाहिए, but what happens when your family is not supportive and when they refuse to help you in any way? How will you balance everything? Other than the fact that we have to take a stand, we also have to have a family who supports us कि ठीक है आप ये कर लो इस time पे, I will manage this for you. That is something that is changing today.
Completely agree with you. Absolutely. Because unless you have the support at home, unless your family, your partner, your parents, your in-laws are willing to step in and say, we will help out with this, you go ahead and pursue your dreams, you will, no woman can actually take that stance no matter how much she wants to. But you know, I've spoken to many consumers in my life. And there was this one woman I met who was in Nashik or somewhere in a small village, a small town near Nashik. And she wanted to do something on her own. And she couldn't because the family expected her to stay at home, take care of the kids, खाना बनाओ ये वो. And then she said, मैं ना थोड़ा पैसा बचा रही हूँ और मैं अपना छोटा सा बुटीक अपने घर से चलाने वाली हूँ, या मैं अपना छोटा पार्लर सेटअप करने वाली हूँ घर में. मैंने ट्रेनिंग ले ली है और मैं शुरू करने वाली हूँ. And then once my family sees that I'm earning an income and it's helping support the family and helping us move to the next level in life, they will automatically change their minds. So she was taking that step on her own initiative to try and convince the family in this way कि मैंने पैसा कमाया है, I am helping now contribute to the family, now let me follow my dreams. And that's a way that
was again her stand na, that she decided.
No, but she was doing it very subtly where she was like, I'll manage but मैं घर से करूँगी लेकिन I will show people कि मैं कर सकती हूँ and how it will help you.
So the thing is she had to prove herself before getting the support. So that is something.
Proving thing also came from within.
Of course.
अगर आपको प्रूव ही नहीं करना है,
नहीं अगर आपको
नहीं करना है फिर तो नहीं होगा. You have to take stand.
अगर आपको करना ही नहीं है तो फिर तो nobody can help you.
Yes.
So that inner thing has to come.
Yes. So now we are almost pressed on time. Do we have any questions? Anyone? I see a lot of group of women out there. So you ladies have any questions for any of the panelists, or you want to share something out of your experience about your experience in the industry? Any one of y'all? Come on, don't be shy. It's your stage. You'll have to say. Anybody?
Women, we are talking about women.
Yeah, we are talking about your empowerment. So we would love to hear your point of view. Yes, sure. Okay, somebody give it the mic, please. Thank you.
Yeah, hi, I'm Shreyal, and I have recently just started my lab-grown diamond jewelry business, and we are like 3 months old. So I think the challenge that I face as being a woman is sometimes, the industry is so male-driven that you feel so, you feel so not so included in the community. You feel a little shy away because it's also male-driven, and people can take you for. Women are not really supported that way. This is what I feel, that we are not so inclusive, and this is one thing that I feel. So what are you like? What are your thoughts on this? What do you feel? Like, do you also feel that it's a men driven industry, and women are women are kind of shined away from.
Yeah, so basically, yes, I do agree. It's a male-oriented industry, but you have to take a stand alone for yourself. You got into this industry because you have a passion towards lab-grown diamonds. So you don't have to worry about कि वो क्या बोल रहा है, कि वो मुझे support नहीं कर रहा है. आपको क्या चाहिए? आपको जो चाहिए, then you focus towards your dream, because this is your path and you have chosen to be here. So I feel कि कौन support कर रहा है, कौन नहीं कर रहा है, that's secondary. You need to be strong for yourself. If you're strong, then you will push yourself आगे. So
and there where inclusion comes, we as an industry have to be inclusive. In terms of female recruitment, you have to be prepared. So you have to take care of every aspect of the women. In terms of recruitment, आपको हर चीज़ वो फैसिलिटीज़ प्रोवाइड करनी चाहिए कंपनी में, चाहे वो वॉशरूम फैसिलिटीज़ हो, लेडीज़ वॉशरूम हो. I think there has to be child care facilities for women who want to work, but because they have small toddlers, newborn babies के लिए आपको you are having problem, you can't come and work. So these are some few things which needs to be taken into consideration by the organization, by the industry. So these things, that is why we are here. That is why we are having a discussion over all these things. To make women comfortable, we need to take all these points into consideration.
And I think we also have to do one more thing, that we have to encourage all the small businesses who are women driven. So more and more women can come up and start their own business. This is something I feel it should be also done.
Lovely, yes. So now, in one word, what would you encourage all the people out here? If you have to encourage all the women and all the men out. Yes. Yes, please ask.
So I don't have a question, but I have my personal experience, as the topic is the role of a woman in the gems and jewelry industry.
Right.
So first I would like to introduce myself, as I'm working in Kamakya Jewels Private Limited. So Mr. Manoj Jha is the MD of a company, and Ma'am Poonam Madam. So first I would like to thank Sir and Ma'am for introducing me to the gems and jewelry industry. What is it all about? So here I am an actual real example of unawareness of gems and jewelry. So I am graduate from commerce. So there is no education regarding this industry. So when people ask what do you want to do, usually a commerce student says that whether I want to be a CA, CS, these are the options we get. So awareness is important, and also when you get the awareness, you go for a work, there should be a good mentoring. When your mentor is willing to let you go ahead, then you get the opportunities where he asks you or she asks you to work for yourself, not only for yourself, but also for the company. When you get the opportunities, you work for it. And similarly, ma'am has said, it should come within. So girls, I don't think girls should feel shy. Yes, it is a main dominant company or industry, but you should know how to work for yourself, and the key is talent, ma'am. You should know how to work. As I'm working in this company, I work, and after that I go home, I take tuitions, and similarly I'm also managing my house.
Lovely.
So it should be within you how you have to work for yourself. I don't think there should be any temperament or a time distinction for your talent, for your work. Every time you have to work, you have to prove yourself. Nobody else is ever gonna take stand for you. And now we should start doing that. So that could be my experience, because I got the good opportunity, I got the awareness where I'm working, so it is within.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So before we wrap up this beautiful session, any one word of encouragement that each one of you all would like to share with the audience?
I think, first of all, we have to be very confident about what we are.
Yes.
Be ourselves. We don't need to be somebody like, somebody listen to my story. I want to be like Sati. Not necessary. Like we say, every diamond is different.
Yes.
Yeah. It's unique. You are unique. My passion is, my quality is unique. Not necessary that everyone has to be like I want to be a Nirmala Sitaraman. No, not necessary.
Yeah, yeah.
Be yourself. Be honest. Be very transparent. I'm very confident about what you're doing. Passionate, persistence. That's very important. Don't afraid about failure. I also failed
That's
a
very
couple of
wise
times. You know, when you fail, you feel, motivation goes down. It's very important, like she said. Mentor is very, very important. Also, an experienced mentor can hold your hands, take you into a different level. That's very important. Like both of you have done a very good mentorship to her. It's very important. And you have to have that passion towards, towards your goal. You have to have a goal. Without goal, we don't know where we are running. 100 meters, somebody tell you to run. There has to be an end line, where I'm running. If there is no line where we are running, where there has to be a goal, we have to be confident, persistent, upgrade your skill, keep updating about the industry news, and that's what I want to say. That's the one message I want to say.
There's one thing that I would like to say is when you encourage us because we are capable. Don't encourage us because we are women.
Yes.
We are capable and we are women. They are two different things. Encouraging capability is what is going to encourage inclusivity. As you said, that there are biases because you're a woman. That should not happen. जैसे ही हम वो gender हटा देंगे, we will not have this discussion in the industry. It will be a more inclusive and a more happier industry.
Thank you. Poonamji, you?
I feel you should be authentic. Be who you are. You don't have to change for anybody. Take your stand. Be confident. Keep learning. Keep learning at various stages of life. There is no end to learning. You be at the age of 60, 70, 80. Every day we learn.
Right.
Keep learning. Take stand for yourself and be authentic. Don't change yourself for anybody. This is what I feel.
Aparna?
They've covered most of it. I'll just add one thing, which is be a self-starter. So
Yes.
let that motivation come from within and pursue your dream with confidence, and whatever you want to achieve, you will.
Thank you so much to each one of you all, and thank you for being such an lovely audience. And in case if you do have any more questions, be free to reach out to them anytime. Okay, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
The fire of energy.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you. आपने मौका ही नहीं दिया।